mate.
So we're just going to get ready.
He tūroro mate kaute a Richard Harris, nā te kairungoa allopurinol, me te tini tana ahuatanga noho ko heke ona taumatahi moi uric ki te wāhi tika ki raro I te kore I ratakau mā ono. Nō reira ka kore hoki kaha mai te mate kaute me te kohinga o ngā pukupuku kaute.
Is that my readings there?
Those are your blood test reading there, and I understand this morning's test was even better than that. It was 0.27, which is right down there, and at that level it's often you don't get gout at all, and if you've got gouty lumps, which you don't have, it can actually stop those forming. So the fact that you got onto early treatment was fantastic. Too often we see people far too late, and then we can't actually do anything to help people with it.
Unfortunately, I've seen people like that in their condition. It's scary. With the fear of the gout coming back on, is it time for me to come off the allopurinol or to continue it? Keep having it?
It's very important to keep taking it long term. One of the problems that we often see is that people, because they've been feeling good for a year or two, stop it, and then as soon as it stops, the uric acid gets high and the gouty attacks come back, and the damage that's happening in your joints would just continue. So even though you're not getting symptoms of gout, it doesn't mean it's gone away completely. It's being controlled by the allopurinol, and it's important to keep taking it long term.
Mina e whakaaro ana rātou kai I rātou te mate kaute me haere ki te tākuta. Me haere. Kia mohio te tākuta ai, me tini ngā rongoa ki tēnā, till they get the right rongoa. Kaue waiho kia tino mamairoa atu tō tinana. Me haere mai I te timatanga o te kaute I roto I tō iwo wāwai, iwo turi, iwo ringa. Pea, me haere mai I te rā wā tonu.
Yeah, I think some of the problem is we're too afraid to admit to ourselves that we have it. And the same thing as regards to talking about it like to their own doctor. For a lot of the reasons we like to think that we're hard, we're tough. But when these things reoccur in your body and the mechanism won't take the pain away, well, I mean, are we being brave or are we being stupid? So we're reluctant to address the problem. I mean, a lot of Māori people like that are scared because they don't know how they're going to pay the doctor for the talk.
Those are good points. I think that if you see your doctor and get onto the right treatment, then you won't have to go back and back to see the doctor, which will be pretty expensive if you're having to go frequently. I think one of the reasons that people often didn't like admitting to it, it was associated with people drinking beer. But what we've now discovered is that the genes are just as important as that, and fizzy drinks and sugar are just as bad for raising the uric acid as beer is. So there's a lot of causes of gout, other medications that some people take for heart failure. Diuretics, they can trigger off gout as well. So I think in the past it was considered almost a bad thing that you were living a bad life. But now we know far more about it, and no one should feel embarrassed about saying, well, look, I've got a metabolic problem.
Nā te mahitahi a tākuta pitake ao rau ko Vicky Harris, ko pai ake te whakamāra mei te kino me te toimaha o te mate kaute.
What we've achieved at Counties Manukau HB and Arthritis New Zealand over the last 18 months is raising the awareness and education in regards to gout, less admissions into Miramore Hospital, putting Māori back into the workplace sooner rather than later, and linking them up to their doctors and specialists, and also creating that awareness with the whole whānau. and not just the patient itself, because it does affect the whole family.
Well, some people, gout is much harder to treat than others, so if you're still getting a number of attacks and the pain is getting you down, then you can always ask your doctor for another opinion, and that's why we have specialists, and it's free in the public hospital. All you have to do is ask your GP to refer you along, and a rheumatologist or a general physician will see you and have more experience perhaps in getting difficult gout under control.
I te timatanga o tēnei mate ka tino heke tana wairua, tana wairua, tana hinengaro, tana tinana hoki. Engari, I runga I te mōhio kei reira, te whānau, kei reira, te whānau o te hāhi katorika e inoi ana ka harātau ki te atua mōna, kia hoki mai ia ki te oranga. I nāia nei, ko piki haere.
Kāre ko atu i ngā kōrero I whāriki hia ki te aroaro I tēnei pō. E mihi nui atu ana ki te hunga e whakawāti ana I a rātou anō ki te whakapuaki I a rātou mōhiotanga ki te kaupapa nui whakahirahira nei. Ki te hia tātou, te iwi Māori ki te rapu oranga hauora mā tātou anō. Kei konei katoa nā kōrero, hei timatanga ake. Nō reira e te whānau hoki mai anō kia mātou ki te mātakitaki I a warrant of fitness. Kau e wari, tama tū, tama ora, tama noho, tama mate.
He mea tautoko na te manga. Hei pāho.